Hello there everyone. Today I want to show you how to make these Kumihimo braids. This is the simplest form of Kumihimo braid you can do really. You're using 8 strands of cord. This is one I made with just some multicolored cords, so it doesn't matter where you put your strands. These are all different variations of the same type of braid. This is how it looks if you use 4 different colours. So you get a different look. And here, in this one, I've made these individually and then twisted them together. So this is what the braid will look like, a single one of these. So if you want to learn how to do that, then stay tuned. Now these are the things that you're going to need. First off, you need to pick whatever cord it is you want to use. In this case I'm just using some nylon cord. This is probably about 1.5 mil in diameter. But really with Kumihimo it doesn't matter what cord you can use anything you want. And then you also need a scissor to cut your cord, and then you will need your Kumihimo disc. You can make your own, there are tutorials out there to do that, but I don't really think it's that necessary because they don't cost much at all. It's £3-4. So, and this is the round one, you get a square one as well. But I'm going to show you how to use the round one today. So, get your things together and then let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is get your cords ready. With this particular braid you're working with 8 cords. I've chosen to use 2 colours for this. You can use just 1 colour, you can use 4 or 3, whatever you want. The design is completely up to you. The length of these are all the same length. Now there's no specific length because it all depends how long you want the braid to be, obviously, depending what you're using it for. But say for a bracelet, the general rule is you wrap it around your wrist 3 times and then add a bit to get for the size bracelet that you're looking for. If you're in doubt, just use a bit extra. That's always the best, I think. So get all your cords bundled up together, and then on one end you want to just tie a regular knot. This is just temporary. Like this, just a completely regular knot, just to hold the cords together. And then you want to get your Kumihimo disc out. Now you'll find that it has a hole in the middle. What you do is you get the end with your knot on, put it through there. The back side is completely blank. But I normally work on this side because you have the numbers and dots as guidelines. It just helps. You don't have to worry too much about the numbers. It doesn't make it difficult. It's just purely just to help so you know where to put your cords. So you have your knot sticking through and your cords coming out through it. Now I usually hold the back side with my fingers like this. So first thing you want to do now is get your cords in the right position. You'll notice you have numbers from 1 all the way around up to 32. I'm not too concerned about the numbers with this one. What I focus on with this one is the spots. That's just your starting point. So get one cord, put it up on one side of the top dot, get another cord of the same colour, put it on the other side so you have 2 cords, one on each side of that dot. And you do the same thing with this dot. I then get the other colour, put 1 cord on each side of the dot, and on the bottom one, same thing. I use the colour that I used on the top one, 1 on each side, and then on the other side. So you now have a disc that looks like this. So this is a setup of your disc and your starting point. And all your cords are coming out from under here. You can get little, I think they're called bobbins, where you wrap your cords around. so they're shorter, but also so they don't tangle. It's mainly used as well if you're using beads, but I don't use them. I don't tend to use them really, because every now and then I just run my fingers through the cords and that just unties them, untangles them. So, but whatever you find comfortable. Some people also, you can get like a weight or get something heavy, attach it to here on the back side, because what is going to happen is your braid is going to be coming out, growing this way, and it's to get the tension right. Again, I don't tend to do that. I just hold the back side with my fingers and it works out fine, but it's whatever you feel comfortable doing. So now we want to start making the actual braid. It doesn't matter where you start, it's just purely to make it as simple and easy for yourself so you don't get mixed up. I always start from the top. What you do is you get one cord, you can start on the other side, again it doesn't matter. All you need to make sure is you do the same thing throughout the whole thing. That's the only thing. It doesn't matter where you start, what direction you go, just do the same thing throughout. But I get this one, bring it down and attach it on the same side but next to these cords. I then go down, take the one on this side of the dot and go up. So you now see it looks pretty much the same, except these cords have moved one notch to the right basically. What you do now is you turn the disc. Again, it doesn't matter what way, as long as you keep doing it the same way throughout the whole thing. And you now do the same thing with these cords. Take the top one down and the other side, the bottom one, up. You see it still looks the same, but you're just basically moving them. Flip it again. Go from the top down and then get the bottom one and go up. Turn it again. Take the top one down and the bottom one up. And turn it one more time. Top one down and bottom one up. And that's all you do, that's how you keep going. Just remember, keep going the exact same way that you started out with. Doesn't matter what way, doesn't matter what chords you do first and all that, as long as you make sure you do the same thing throughout. And turn the disc in the same direction as well. So I've now kept going and gotten a bit further with my braid. I'll show you what it looks like. This is what it's going to end up looking like when it comes out on the back side, and it just keeps growing and growing as you're going. As you'll see, I don't have that much left on my thread. So I'll just show you when we get to the end of it. What you'll find is when you get comfortable with doing this, you find your own rhythm and you can end up doing it quite quickly. And some of the time you don't really have to look at what you're doing, so you can do it while you're watching TV, whatever, because it just ends up being almost automatic. When you get familiar with whatever pattern you're making, then it becomes really quick and easy. Right, so I'm going to just finish it here because I haven't got that much left to work with anyway, and this is plenty long for what I need. So what you do now is you want to release it from the disc, release your cords from the disc. All I do is I usually start with the ones that come from underneath. It's no big deal because it's not going to just all unravel on you, as long as you just hold your cords. I take just the cords a few at a time and collect them, put them together, and then I pull it out from the disc. And you now have that's your end. So you see, it's not just gonna come undone. Obviously, it will do if you start messing with it and if you don't tie it off. So what I do at first is I just tie a regular knot on this end, just to make sure that they don't come undone. There. Now that's your finished Kumihimo braid, the basic one. You can pull it a bit if you want it a bit longer. There's a bit of give in it. And then obviously you can use it for whatever you want. For these, what I like to do is, whether it's just long enough to wrap around once so it becomes a regular bracelet, or you can make them long so you can wrap around 2 times, 3 times. Anything you can think of really. Use it for necklaces or anything else. What I like to do, the way I like to finish them off, so I think it looks a bit more professional. There's many ways, you don't have to do this, it's whatever you think works out best for your design, whatever you like the most. But you can buy these end caps almost. Cord ends, Kumihimo ends, they're called different things. Basically, it's almost like a little bell. You can get them in different shapes and that as well. And it's hollow on the inside, and what you do is, you get this. You obviously don't want to get rid of your knot, but before you do that, I get a bit of thin thread or some beading thread, tiger tail, just wrap it around your braid, just below the knot, tie a knot on that. So you're holding the braid together, and then cut off the knot. And it won't come undone because you have that little thread around to hold it together. And then you get your end, you put glue inside of that bell, you then stick this end into it, and then obviously let it dry. You can then either take that little thread off that you used, or if it goes inside the bell, then just leave it there if it's not visible. So, and then you obviously attach jump rings, clasps and all that. So that's how to do the simple basic Kumihimo braid, and then you can use it for anything you want. So I hope that you enjoyed that, and thank you for watching.